Peace. It's your boy GY Monkey keeping it 100 with you with Source. You already know what we be on. And today's topic, we're going to be speaking on substances. Substances that are illegal and why are they illegal, etc. My view and take on it on a metaphysical and occult standpoint. We're going to get nitty gritty with this shit. Now, when it comes to substances, you got to keep in mind that a lot of these substances were really just natural. There's nothing wrong with them because they already came from the plant and animal kingdom. All right? These substances are a part of us just as we are part of everything in this nature. You gotta understand this. But really, we're not being farmed. Actually, we're not farming plants. We're being farmed, actually. If you think of it that way. We're actually soil. We're actually fertilizer to this whole ecosystem, okay? So really, we're just trash and we just human. His carnal body, okay? So we're equal to that as waste. We're equal to that as pretty much bullshit like that, okay? No pun intended. But you see, this is a cycle that goes on, okay? And when it comes to these plants, there's nothing wrong with them, like I mentioned. It's just what it does. It does inferior into the system. You see, logically speaking, I don't smoke weed as of right now. Logically speaking, cannabis got more fucking medicinal purposes, medicinal chemicals than any other substance found on this planet. Oh yeah, but they give out the excuse of getting high. Well, actually, this high right here raises your kundalini energy and basically gives you these spiritual insights because really, weed is a very Holy Spirit herb, okay? It's a fucking herb for the fucking spirit, okay? They don't want people to have substances in their disposal that could make them access altered states of consciousness and reality. They all want them stuck on this one 3D matrix, okay? They want them here stuck. They don't want them to go around and understand what's going on. No. And so for this reason, they make these propagandas, they make these horrendous lies, this misinformation that they call fact, which is actually not the case. They themselves make these substances illegal. If marijuana was to be illegal right now, it would have been the forefront of everything in society. Everybody would have gotten pretty much everything from clothes to fucking dishes, to fucking batteries, to wine, everything, etc., so on and so forth, excuse me. You see, marijuana or the plant cannabis would have done pretty much the hard work and would have taken out almost every fucking business. That's another thing you gotta look at in this metaphysical standpoint, this reality, is that they want business. And anything that's inferior to business, they have to cut off ties with it. And so they make alternatives. They make plants, they make medications that basically induce harmful side effects. It says it clearly on the fucking advertisements. It does this, it does that, it does this, it does that. Oh, but better yet, we take it in. What happens? Now the liver's broken. Now the heart isn't out of balance. Guess what? One by one, every single system within your body is going to break down. And for this reason, people become mentally enslaved. They become dumbed down. Their DNA gets hijacked. Just like that happened to me. And they failed, unfortunately. Shout out to my team. And this plant that you call ganja, that you call marijuana, because it's not the only one I'm going to be speaking about, is the only known plant, scientifically speaking, from the ancient times to have had the most beneficial effects, not with mind, not with body, but with spirit as well. It is a good tool for spiritual development and spiritual understanding. That's the reason why they don't want people to have this type of thing, because what we will do is make fucking philosophers on the fucking streets. Oh yeah, they're gonna be all preaching shit that nobody has ever heard about. They're gonna be open and receptive to things that they have despised, that they have ignored, and they become curious. You know, they don't want curious individuals. They don't want people to be like this in any form of way. And so for this reason, they make it illegal. Not just because of business, because of the spiritual side of this substance. And from experience, I could say that this is true, and I back it up from experience, that cannabis does help with your spiritual growth, but it does it on a rapid manner. That's the only downside of it. If you're ready, take it or leave it. However, that's the thing about it, but very true. I have my Kundalini awakening in less than 3 months with weed. Okay? Chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Boom! Focusing on the third eye. I thought it was lies, whatever. It happens. Anything you put your mind to, anything that you desire on happen is going to happen. And so in this instance, by how much of willing I wanted to understand this subject of spirituality, it opened. Blessed by Lord Shiva. Thank you. And I guess you could call him my patron, I guess. The spiritual community's patron. However, because of him and Lord Shiva for inspiring me, I became more accepting, more receptive to the path. And I thank weed, even beforehand, because I used to just smoke in the hood with the homies and shit like that. And that first hit of fucking weed is the most mystical bullshit you're gonna ever experience. It feels like the world is moving apart. It's like, it's waving, and then the way you move and everything like that first time, it's like, wow, what the fuck? Just, what the fuck? Like, you see, it's one of the most mystical experiences. So, you know, and just going in that trance and that state of consciousness, I was like, God damn, is there more to this shit? Without even taking none of this shit, I gotta understand some of this. Why is life such the way it is? Why can't life be like this? Why can't I feel good in this life? Why is it that there's so much hate? Why is life considered life? Why is life called life? What makes me human? What makes my people human? And is this really real? You know, these jaw-dropping statements, these eyeballing statements or whatever will be common with people who get involved in get intoxicated with cannabis, okay? And so that was the forefront of my whole spiritual journey, to be honest with you. It started because of cannabis. I don't smoke anymore. Time to time I'll take a hit, but I don't have none of that on disposal. Just run the fuck out. And so Vajra Mudra gotta not let that shit take you in or take you over, excuse me. And so that's the thing I gotta tell you about cannabis. Now, keep in mind, symbols play a big role in life. Just as the apple is equated to our aura. And if you understand what I'm trying to get, you understand sacred geometry, etc. When it comes to cannabis, it got 7 leaves, 7 chakras. It's for your whole endocrine body, your endocannabinoids, etc. It's for your endocrine. I'm gonna leave it to be. Like I say, mind, body, soul, spirit, plant. Now, let's get on something more controversial. DMT, psychedelics, etc. Molly's, X, LSD, MDMA, whatever title you want to put, Dimitri, DMT, etc. These compounds are just like cannabis. The only exception is it takes you higher. Think of it this way. Cannabis is a gateway to the spirit realm. However, it actually guards you from entering the other realms, and instead is a guard and forefront of the spiritual and physical realm. And for this reason, you smoke, you're still in touch with reality. You're not out of touch with reality. You're still in touch. You're still moving in. You're still synchronizing in. And so that's the thing I wanted to tell you as well. And so look at it that way. Now, when we get to the psychedelics, the ayahuasca, the DMT, etc., so forth, we're speaking on guardians of the spirit realm, of the astral, the mind, emotional, etc. So you know what I'm speaking on. Just these gatekeepers as well, lower to the infernal states of consciousness, to your ego. to what you refer to as the clip-off, the Sephiroth, because essentially you are able to travel through each of these pockets of dimensions in this manner, through these substances. But I do not recommend people to get into it for Kabbalistic understanding, okay? Because, or using for Kabbalah rituals, or pretty much climbing up the tree of life. I do not recommend people to get high on their practices, because there's a gatekeeper in each Sephiroth. But I don't want to get too philosophical with Kabbalah, but there is a direct connection with psychedelics and Kabbalistic theology and understanding, okay? Because you enter these states in such a process manner, and the thing about psychedelics is you don't know what you're going to get out of it, but whatever you're going to receive is going to be for the good of you. And so you go through these pockets, you go through bad trips, good trips, you start seeing reality at its forefront, and you will have the most mystical forms of experiences, okay? You will start seeing reality on a manner that has never been revealed to you. And for this reason, it could be a little overwhelming for some that they stepped on unknown territory. But really, this is not unknown territory. You already belong in this territory. You just forgot about it. Your spirit knows full well, but you forgot about it physically. So you cannot rationalize with the spirit, because the spirit is nothing. It's a void. And so these substances, DMT, psychedelics, etc., they take you to root causes. They take you to root issues, okay? That's why I say intention is key before you get into psychedelics, okay? I always hear that first, and when I did it for the first time, I did some shrooms, I could tell you that my homegirl said that, have an intention. You don't want to go in just because you want to get high. This is not a high. And no, it's not. It actually feels like you're being transported. But, you know, my intention was to understand my problems at that time. And so I could tell you that I was fucking crying. I saw the bullshit that I did, the fucked up bullshit that I did. You know, it takes you to the fucking truth. And this is what I like about these psychedelics, is just they could do that to you. They could take you to not just realities, not just these parallels and these existence and these dimensions, etc. As though you're gonna meet similar faces on high levels of DMT, etc. You'll meet these entities face to face. Entities, they vary. There's a lot of videos on the entities on YouTube. However, from what I've heard, a lot of mystical experiences, a lot of religious revelations. They will meet religious figures, ascended masters, Hindu, Egyptian gods and goddesses, a lot of gods and demons and angels, aliens, ETs, because I say this, that they're all a higher form of intelligence. And for this reason, because all of these people are forms of higher intelligence. You gotta understand how this conscious game works, how life works in this manner, okay? And when it comes to this game, these beings have been playing longer. This is gonna be another video I'm gonna touch on, that is spirits and energy currents. So stay tuned for that one, but I'm gonna put it that way. And no, it's not really a real, as if it's physically real. Your spirit is actually witnessing what it's witnessing. It already knows what you're seeing because it's already been through it countless of times. You go to it. These states of consciousness you travel to when you sleep, when you lucid dream, when you dream, etc. These are all, there's dimensions on dimensions on dimensions. So you got to understand that part. This is what the occult spirituality is about, and this is why people fucks with a lot of these drugs, because of how mystical it could be for some and how detrimental it could be for someone's own ego. But I'm gonna leave that to be. But OG White Motherfucking Monkey out. Stay tuned for next video. Peace out.